Tired of the everyday grind? Want to get away from it all?
Descent into paradise.
Florida.
Greetings, everybody, from sunny Florida. Here's wishing you the best of everything. And it's my personal belief that the best of everything comes from right down here.
Hey everybody, it's Steph from JustADayInParadise.com, and thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Just a Podcast in Paradise. Me and the Dip crew love living in the Sunshine State, and it's our goal to help you plan for your very own day in paradise. Follow along as we explore the Keys, theme park, springs, and everything in between. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so we can notify you when our new episodes are live. And as you know, we're always going to have a drink for you. And today, we're enjoying our take on the classic Tiki drink, the Zombie. Be sure to check out our Patreon for digital downloads of this and every other night's recipe. We're ready if you are. So kick up your feet, throw on your shades, and let's take a trip to paradise. Well, hello, everybody. I am so excited about this special two-part episode that we have going for you. We're going to have Megan and Garrett in the studio for you a little bit later. But first, I wanted to give you a little bit of Tiki history because today we're talking Tiki. And as you know, we're the Florida show. But Tiki culture really didn't begin in Florida. So for you to follow us along in this journey, I want to paint you a little picture about how we got here. So tonight we've mixed up the quintessential Tiki bar cocktail, the Zombie. We're going to be tasting it with you a little bit later, but the Zombie cocktail was first mixed up in 1934, invented by Don Beach at his Hollywood Don the Beachcomber restaurant. It was popularized by the East Coast soon afterwards. It was popularized on the East Coast after that at the 1939 New York World's Fair, and legend has it that he originally concocted the cocktail to help a customer cure their hangover before he went into a meeting. So the customer came back a few days later. He's all upset. He's like, "Don, you turned me into a zombie for my meeting." And that's where the drink came to life. No pun intended. The drink's fruity taste hides all the alcohol in there. I mean, there are 3 kinds of rum. It lights on fire if you do it the right way. It's a pretty serious cocktail, but you'd never know it because it's still got that fresh fruit juice, still a little bit sweet, and it's been a popular Tiki drink since the 1930s. It's so potent, in fact, that Don the Beachcomber restaurants limit their customers to 2 zombies apiece. So to truly understand how Tiki culture has evolved over the years, we need to go back to its roots and take a little trip to Hawaii. So you heard me talk about Don Beach, but Don Beach wasn't actually born Don Beach. Don Beach was born Ernest Gant. He's the man who changed the scene of cocktails forever. He visited the South Pacific, like the Hawaii, Polynesia area. He returned with a suitcase full of exotic artifacts, stories, and ingredients that he wanted to share with his American comrades. He was the first one to combine exotic cocktails with over-the-top tropical decor. You can picture it, right? Like the thatched roofs, the wild, bright pink colors, pink, yellow, green, all that fun stuff. Up until that point, we had just gotten out of the Depression. We had just gotten out of World War II. Not only was this cocktail scene drab, but life was sort of drab. So people were longing for this escape that Tiki culture brings. And legend has it, there was a guy by the name of Victor Jules Bergeron. He was born in San Francisco. He traveled to the Caribbean to learn all about tropical flavors and cocktails to intrigue guests back at his small restaurant and bar out of the San Francisco area. People went crazy for it. Word eventually got to him about the Beachcomber down in Southern California, and he had to take a trip and see it all for himself. He was mesmerized by the decor and food. He wanted to somehow blend these 2 concepts together. So the concept of this wild decor, bright colors, paired with the sort of Caribbean flavors that he was putting into his cocktails. So he began training food and drinks for alluring tropical decor. This is where he got the name Trader Vic. You can thank him for inventing the Mai Tai. Since then, tiki culture has captivated and excited even the wettest of blankets. You know who you are. Who can resist the allure of tiki torches, the mystery of ancient artifacts, the humorous mugs, and of course, the delicious food and powerful drinks? In a time before internet and color TV and travel, it created an imaginary South Seas island getaway that was the perfect place to forget about your worries and troubles. So you got to picture back then, there's no internet, there's no color TV. It was really difficult to travel, especially out of the US. People needed this sort of mystical, mysterious, vibrant lifestyle that tiki provided. With Florida being a tropical wonderland, it's no surprise that the landscape and attitude lends itself to providing the perfect backdrop to some of the world's favorite tiki bars. So in this special 2-part episode, we're going to be sharing our top 5 tiki bars that you must visit on your next trip to Florida, with some honorable mentions thrown in, and some tips for how to bring the tiki vibe home so you can enjoy the island life between trips. We also have Megan and Garrett that are going to be joining us in the studio in just a little bit. We've got some special guests along the way that are going to share with us. So let's take a quick break before we summon the tiki gods. Okay, Garrett, it's time for bed.
No. Wait. Can you tell me a story first?
All right, one story, and then it's nighty-night for you. Do you remember the one about Meggie Locks and the 3 cocktails?
Oh my gosh, I love this one.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Meggie Locks. She went for a walk on the beach. Pretty soon, she came upon a tiki bar. She sat down in the bar, and immediately she was served 3 beautiful cocktails. Meggie Locks can never resist a free drink. She tasted the first one and realized the straw was plastic.
No, plastic is terrible for the environment. I can't drink this.
So, she tasted the second drink.
Gross. The straw's all soggy and all I taste is paper.
So, she tasted the last cocktail.
This hay straw is perfect.
She said happily and enjoyed the rest of her delicious margarita. Well, Garrett, what's the moral of the story?
That when you use hay straws, all natural, 100% biodegradable, gluten-free, and never soggy straws, you're actually doing your part to help take care of our planet. They can be tossed right in the compost bin after and will break down naturally and return to the circle of life.
That's right, big guy.
Good night, Steph.
Good night, Garrett. We can all sleep a little easier thanks to hay straws. Visit haystraws.com to find out more. And we're back from our break.
We're back.
Our super long break.
We're back.
So we have Megan and Garrett in the studio with us.
Hey.
Hi, Megan and Garrett.
Hey.
What's up?
You missed my monologue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Where were you? Obviously preparing to
kill this episode.
Yeah, and to kill this cocktail. So, like I said, we made it's like our take on a zombie. It's not, what I learned in my research is that there is no one zombie cocktail. There's really no one like tiki recipe.
Really.
You know what I mean? Because in the beginning, in the beginning, when when all these guys were curating these recipes, they didn't want to share them. So it was like only, 1 or 2 people that knew the recipes as they were creating them. So a lot of people have their take on a zombie. I added guava instead of passion fruit because I thought that was like South Florida vibes,
Was that the flavor I didn't like in my drink last weekend? Passion fruit?
I have no idea.
I don't remember, but it was really gross.
Yeah.
So I'm happy you did guava.
Yeah. And if you'll notice, you have a halved lime on top.
Yeah.
That's not just a garnish. There's a 151 floater stuffed in there. So if you
Ooh.
muddle
God's
that
sake,
into
help.
your
Okay,
drink,
so muddle it.
I didn't
you
know
will
that.
actually... I was going to light it on fire, but I thought that was a recipe for disaster.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not a recipe. It would have been a disaster.
Right.
My impression of the
Wow, that
zombie
got stronger.
cocktails that I've had
Uh-huh.
is that they're always very strong.
Yes.
Is that the case with
Well, that's
this
a good
one?
thing.
Yes. They sneak up on you like a lot of tiki drinks because there's a lot of rum.
And sugar.
There's 3 kinds of rum in here. Yeah, there's sugar. But in a good cocktail, you're going to have like fresh juices and not just simple syrups and things like that. So
Right.
I think this is pretty clean for a zombie. It's strong.
Oh
Tastes
yeah,
good.
it doesn't taste very strong. It's
Right.
good.
Good.
And what kind of rum?
My tummy's warm.
What kind of rum? I'm glad you asked. We have what's left of our Papa's Pilar blonde rum.
Yum.
Nice.
But then we also have dark rum in there, Papa's dark rum, and
have a dark rum? I didn't-
they do, and they have some limited edition rums.
Ooh.
Some are like stored in like wine casks.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
And the third rum?
151 on top,
Oh right.
the floater.
Floater.
Yep, cool. All right, so now that we've got our zombie in hand,
Yeah.
let's take a virtual tour of some of our top 5, if we're going to get specific, favorite tiki bars.
We're supposed to know 5.
I think it's combined.
I think it's
Is it
combined
Okay,
between
okay,
us, the
'cause-
Dip Crew's top 5.
I think
Alright.
we are going to have a clear winner. I think we're all going to agree on number
Yeah.
one.
Do you want to start it? No, we got to start at number 5.
Well, I wanted to start at number 1 because number 5's kind of sad. So we're going to
Okay.
start on a high.
Okay.
Okay,
You'll see.
yeah.
We're going to go on a
Yes.
story arc. Okay.
Okay.
So it's no secret that we're huge Disney fans here in the Dip Crew.
Yeah.
And while we never want to be just another theme park podcast,
Right.
we're just a podcast in paradise, you have to give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to imagination, theming, history, and fun, there's no denying that whether or not you're a Disney or theme park fan, Trader Sam's is on the must do tiki list.
Yes.
Must do every single
do.
time you go to Disney ever.
Every time
It's amazing.
you're near Orlando,
Like, why are we not at
go to Trader Sam's. Am I right?
Is real quick.
Yeah.
Is it open right now?
It's not open right now
Yeah, because Polynesia's not open.
because the Polynesian is being
Pain.
remodeled. I'm hoping maybe they'll do something fun to Trader Sam's.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a commemorative mug or something.
I hope they make it bigger. Is that
No,
possible?
that's the point of it.
I get what you mean because you want to like have it more accessible
Yes.
to get a seat.
Correct.
But then again, like, it's more exclusive
I-
this
I-
way.
It's the
I get
mystery
it.
of it.
I get
and then
both.
it's
I
so
think-
intimate and dark.
Yeah, because like also when it's that small and everything, like you said, it's intimate and everything. You get to, I guess, kind of vibe off the other tables too. A lot
Right.
easier, you know?
Yeah. Whether or not you like their vibe.
Yeah.
A lot of times they'll sit other people with you, which
Which is-
probably won't happen if COVID's still going on. When
Yeah. No windows in there, which I loved. You know,
no real windows.
No real windows. Sorry. Whoa. Literally, like one of the best nights I've ever had at Disney ever.
Right?
Agreed.
If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel in a while, go ahead
the
and
first
look at
video.
the bar crawl. Yeah, that was like the first legit video we did together.
Trader Sam's exceeded my expectations, and I like almost don't want to say too much because
I know you don't want to give away too many secrets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'll try not to reveal too much, but we're gonna give you some of the reasons why you got to put it on. Your
All I'll
list.
say is be patient with it because it took us a little bit to get in,
it's
Yeah.
worth the wait.
and then it took us a little bit to get a table because there's no like reserved seating.
Oh yeah, you're not getting a reservation,
You have a reservation to get in.
right? Well, you're on the wait list.
You're on the wait list to
Yeah.
get in, but you don't get a table that way.
No, it's patience.
Yeah.
but
It's
the
magic.
cocktails are good.
Do they
Great.
have food there?
They do.
They do.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We did get food there.
Yeah, I want to paint people a
Sorry.
little bit more of a picture. That's okay. I know. I'm glad you're excited.
Just
I'm
reminded me
excited.
I forgot.
So much like tiki culture in general, the phenomenon of the tiki world started on the West Coast at the Disneyland Resort. Thankfully, in 2015, the tiki gods smiled upon us and delivered Trader Sam's Grog Grotto. So in Disneyland, they have Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Room. Here we have Trader Sam's Grog Grotto. So what makes this place unique? Let's talk about it. There's special effects. There's the skippers. There's artifacts, if you're into Disney history. And there's a lot of humor.
Yes.
A lot of humor.
You're going to laugh hysterically the entire time.
The bartenders are also performers.
Yeah. So it tries to like make it like paints the illusion that you're sort of outside at a tiki bar because you can see through like thatched windows. There's like a volcano in the distance. The weather might change. You know, you can hear things on the roof, maybe hippopotamuses. You never know.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part of the ambiance?
I mean, no kids.
There's no crying babies. It's like the one place you can go in Disney without crying babies.
That was the coolest thing ever because it really was all about the adults. Like, and I can even think back at like, you know, a bunch of different hotels I stayed at when I was a kid, but like, there was never a place for the adults just to go to that like the kids were not allowed to go to, and this that one.
Oh yeah, 100%, and it's safe. So like if you had maybe not little kids, but maybe like teenagers or 9-10-year-olds, you trust them in the room
exactly,
and you want to have a night out. They're right downstairs. If you're staying at the Polynesian.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was super cool. What's the other thing I was just thinking about?
I don't want to say too much, but the volcano.
Yes.
It's got to be the volcano.
The volcano is super sick.
It might be dormant. It might not be. We're not going to give too much away, but the volcano's pretty awesome.
like the partial, the term that I can't remember all the time about like the sea, like
the sea.
I'm trying. Pause the podcast. What's the name? What's the word? What's the word?
What's the word?
It's like what USS Nemo is.
The Nautilus.
Nautical.
What's the word? What's the word?
What is it? What is it? It is nautical.
Yeah. Love that whole vibe of like anything like that. I love that vibe, but Trader Sam's just kicks it out of the park. One thing I do wish I had peaked at Trader Sam's, but I peaked right after we left, like drunk wise.
What do you mean, peaked?
Peaked meaning the most alcohol. I started feeling the alcohol.
I thought you
after
meant
we
like
left.
looked behind something.
No, I started
like,
feeling
is there something to peek at?
Most of the alcohol after we left there, which kind of.
Well, that's the thing. When you're sitting down, chugging literal bowls of tiki drinks, sometimes you don't feel it until you get up.
Yeah, I went to
pee. So that's what
why
minivans are for. Ubers, the monorail.
I always
for sure.
know how drunk I am when I sit in a bathroom stall by myself. Can everyone relate
That's
to
when
that?
you really feel it.
You're like, wow.
I just look at myself in the mirror. I just look at myself
You're
in
like,
the mirror.
I don't look right. Yeah, that's funny. So let's talk about what drinks you should try while we're there, or while you're there.
I don't remember the
while
name of
we're there. I'll refresh your memory. Let me back up. When you order drinks, things happen. That's all we're gonna say.
I know.
When you order drinks, different things happen. This is an interactive experience.
Like you're at Disney. Like you're still
all
gonna have
5 senses will be engaged
for sure.
So there's the Krakatoa Punch. There's the Oa. So when you order an Oa, you'll find
out. You'll find out.
Things happen. There's tiki gods are involved. There's the Nautilus, which is what I thought you were gonna say. The Nautilus is comes in the mug from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful mug.
Did I have that one?
I know that
Maybe I
had
was
it.
much more intoxicated than I.
Well, we had to try them all, right?
Oh, God.
There's the zombie, which comes in a
I
cool
remember that.
shrunken
That was fun.
zombie
That
head.
was cool.
The hippopotami tie.
No, we didn't do that one. I don't think.
I don't think
we
we've
did
gotten
either.
that. I think it's one of the weaker ones,
That
which
sounds fun,
we
though.
skip over. Yeah.
Pork, like why?
What you trying? And I think one of the places that makes this unique also is they have mugs that you can take home with you that are pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
Some are limited edition, some are seasonal, but they're a lot of fun. I have one.
Which we had.
I'm not going to tell you about it. So next up on the list, we've been to together. I don't know if you remember being there together.
I do.
You do? Okay. Tiki House in Key West.
Yes.
What?
Do you not remember?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, you do. Tiki House in Key West. So this place hasn't been open long. They first greeted visitors in September of 2017, right before Irma. What I love about this place is it's so different from anything else in Key West. It's also so new and clean that it gives you the impression that it might be kitschy or like a tourist trap, but it's certainly not. They use all fresh ingredients and juices. They have great local live music. There's this one guy that does cool things with his toes that you'll want to see. Do you not remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him.
Yeah.
And like you were acting like he does like tricks with his toes.
He does.
He's playing
He plays
music,
like 15 instruments with his feet.
and he's playing music.
Oh, okay.
And his hands are taken up by instruments.
Right.
So he's also
So
using
his toes are down there like whoa.
It's not a guitar.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's a harp. Every day, drink specials, true to Key West, are available. And they have, in true Key West fashion, a walk-up to-go drink counter. You don't have to even go
Sick.
inside. You can walk up and get your
You know,
drinks.
you can walk in Duval with a cocktail in hand. Mm-hmm. Love it.
So what do you guys remember about this place that you like?
I remember the toes, man.
Yeah.
The best part about it, 100%, the air conditioning.
Yes, that's a good point. Because there's not a ton
It
of
was
places
so
you can go in Key
damn
West.
hot.
Especially
out
a
there.
tiki bar.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
so freaking hot outside when we were there.
Yes.
But I just
Sweet
remember
relief.
literally us just sitting in right next to one of those ductless like air units that like go on
Yes.
the wall. Oh my god. It
Is
was
that
amazing.
next to where Captain Tony's is and you throw the quarters in
Yes.
the fish mouth?
Yes,
Yeah.
we all did it. Megan didn't.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
I did it
also
first, though.
across from Amigos
Yeah.
Tacos, which is so you can eat at Amigos, go get Tiki's to go, or stay there and enjoy the air conditioning. Some drinks that you should try. The key lime pie shot is pretty unique, really delicious. They rim it with like graham cracker. There's a drink called the House of Pain, and you can order it in different levels. So it's like a painkiller, but you can order in increasing strengths.
So what's the highest?
Level 3.
Call.
So I would get a 6, probably. And then they have a zombie bowl, which they light on fire.
Great for sharing.
Great for sharing. Great for your photos of your vacation that are going to make everyone back at home jealous
Yes.
and all that. Anything else you remember from Tiki House? They have a lot of cool merch.
They do.
Yeah,
Yeah. For sale. I know they had like hats,
Mm-hmm.
tiki
Mugs.
mugs. Yeah.
Cool tiki like shot glasses, shirts, more stuff to make your friends jealous. Oh, here's one. I think you've been to this one. Maybe not. This one I struggled putting this one on the list because it's so much more than a tiki bar, especially in the traditional sense. But it's so freaking cool that if you were in the area and you didn't go, you'd be an idiot. The Bimini Bay Check
Oh yeah.
in Punta Rasa, Florida, right outside Sanibel.
I haven't been.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen pictures. It does look cool, but I did not know that it was a tiki bar.
They call it a tiki bar.
Okay.
Tomato, I guess.
Right. So it has all the elements of tiki. So it has like the tiki roof. Is that straw? Palms straw?
I guess.
So it has that kind of roof. They have, it's all like outside-ish, like indoor, outdoor, open air. I guess that's what they call it.
Nice. Yeah.
It has the whole tiki vibe. So around the bar, there's swings instead of chairs.
Sick.
They have chairs
Oh, yeah, I've
too,
seen
but
that.
also
I love
swings.
that.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. The bar itself is actually a fish tank.
Sick.
Right, a saltwater fish tank. So there's fish that swim around while you're eating and drinking.
Love it.
So they say that their drink menu is Caribbean inspired, but since we've done our history, all tiki drinks are Caribbean inspired. They have some classic tiki drinks like the Painkiller. They have a real Pusser's Painkiller, and you can bring home a legit Pusser's mug, which is cool. Pussers?
Yeah, it's just funny.
It is funny.
Pussers. Rum.
Pussers. It's not a painkiller if it's not Pusser's Rum. Sponsor us.
Please.
Yeah.
Please, we're running out of money.
Yeah, so this place really takes everything we know about tiki history and almost deconstructs it and separates it, adds that Southwest Florida vibe. They have all fresh fish. They have a raw bar. One of the really cool things that makes this place unique is they have a stage on like the second, well, I guess the bar itself is on the second floor. And then on like the third floor, the level up is the stage. And they have this giant boat that hangs from the ceiling and it's low when there's no one playing and they raise it up when there's someone playing. And because the band is so high, there's like a little, what is it called? Fishing rod and reel.
Yeah.
That you turn it and it cranks the tip up to, or your requests up to the band, and then you can
I think you like
pull it
crank
back down.
they
Yeah,
come
you get them
down
all.
to you.
If they stink, you're like, get down from there, and you just reel them back in. They also, some drinks you should try. They will serve you anything on their menu, which is extremely extensive, in a pineapple cup. So they'll hollow out a pineapple. Yep, and give that to you. They also had a drink that I really liked, which had, what the hell did it have in it? Mango and jalapeno. It's called a Cuban Fiesta Mojito. I really enjoyed that. And yeah. Have you been? Maybe a long
I've
time
been
ago?
to Sanibel countless times. Never been there.
Oh my God, we have to go.
You're messing up.
You are
I've
messing
never been
up.
either, but it looks amazing.
I know. I've all of my friends used to go. My brother spent his 21st birthday there last summer.
How's the food? Sorry.
The food
is delicious.
Well, the food is good. The food is good. It's not that the food is bad. It's very seafood forward. So if you're not wanting seafood, there's not a lot to eat. That didn't sound good.
Apple
No,
pear.
it didn't. It did not sound good.
Oh God.
So the producer.
I touched it first.
The producer does not eat seafood,
Correct.
which is where her hesitation comes from.
Right. But I think that's important because a lot of places, there will be still a lot of options if you don't eat seafood, especially like I would think at a place that calls itself a tiki bar. So if you're expecting like bar food or
Jerk
Asian
chicken?
inspired food, you're not going to get that. I think the only
who
non-fish
doesn't
item
sell-
they had was like a BLT.
Who doesn't sell like roasted pork? At
Right?
a
That's what I'm
tiki bar?
saying.
Well,
Yeah.
the producer,
She doesn't
producer
eat
doesn't
pork
like pork
either.
either. Let's
It's
be
really,
clear.
she never met a chicken she didn't like,
Yeah.
unless it was stuffed with fish, which that sounds disgusting.
Ew.
Next up on our list, we have the Mai Kai. The Mai Kai is step 3 in our history lesson because they took what they learned from the Beachcomber, brought it over to Florida. The Mai Kai has been voted best tiki bar in the U.S., period, multiple times. This is one of the most unique dining and entertainment venues in all of Florida. From the wooden bridge entrance with the tiki torches that you drive across upon entry to the incredible Polynesian show, every night is a party. Since 1956, the Mai Kai has been dazzling local fans and visitors alike. Sadly, they have encountered back-to-back tragedy. First, the COVID lockdowns, and then a water pipe burst in their kitchen ceiling, causing catastrophic damage. They have not been open for like a year and a half.
Where?
Sadness.
It's Fort Lauderdale-ish area. The Thornton family has cared for the Mai Kai for 3 generations, and they're doing everything they can to get it back up and running. If you want to support them, and you're in the area, and you want to get crunk, you can currently order gallons of their famous cocktails, like the famous rum barrel, to go by calling 954-646-8975. We're going to put that in the show notes. Support yourself by getting gallons of tiki cocktails. Support them opening again by buying them from them. So next up on our list is Gilligan's Island Bar. Located in Siesta Key Village across from the #1 beach in the USA, you'll find this massive tiki bar. Mike Gatz is a native Floridian and has been the general manager for 13 years. So welcome on, Mike.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are so excited to have you. I personally am obsessed with Siesta Key. I've been trying to drag Megan and Garrett there forever because they're obsessed with tiki. So we are going to pick your brain a little bit, so that way we can get some of our listeners just as excited about visiting as I am.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So, like we said, Siesta Key has been voted the #1 beach in the country and number 11 in the world on TripAdvisor's annual Traveler's Choice Award. So, what do you think makes Siesta Key so special?
Well, one thing that happens here that I'm fairly certain we're still the Guinness Book of World Record holder is for the whitest sand in the world.
Oh, wow.
And that in itself is an attraction. We've got a lot of quartz in our sand, and it makes it different than most beaches anywhere in the world, really. One of the nicest things about our sand is it never burns your feet.
That's right.
Love it.
As far as Sarasota County and the community at large, there's a great effort to take care of and protect our precious natural resource here. So a lot of work goes into it. So many people enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's called sugar sand, right? That's like the pet name for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I love the sugar sand. It's so soft. I forgot that it never gets hot.
I was gonna say, how does it taste?
Oh, how does it taste? I do not know how it tastes, Garrett. But I know how it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've been there when I was really young, so I do need to go back. I love the beach, and it
Yeah,
seems
you're
like the perfect
definitely
spot.
missing out. If you like the beach, Siesta Key should be on your list.
Yeah, I drive by it every time I go to Tampa, so why
Yeah,
not?
you got to stop. You got to pull over.
Yes.
But yeah, Mike, I mean, like Steph said, you've been the gym for 13 years. What does
Yeah.
tiki culture kind of mean to you?
So when I was asked that, I had to think about it a little bit, because obviously we embrace it here at work. We like the natural aspect of Tiki. We like to incorporate things that aren't just made up signs, but as our Tiki collection shows. But when I really started thinking about it, it goes back to my brother and I being young kids and going through the swizzle stick collection that my grandparents had from all their trips and everything. And a lot of their home bar things centered around the Polynesian lifestyle and decor. And it really, it took me right back when I was asked right there to playing with those swizzle sticks with my brother.
That's so funny. So for those that don't know, what is a swizzle stick?
So a lot of the bars and restaurants and popular locations for Tiki style drinks is the branded stir stick for your cocktail. And I guess when I was young, my grandparents, they used to collect them everywhere they went. They had a huge collection of them.
Very cool.
Now I feel like I need a swizzle stick
Me
collection.
too.
Yeah,
It's fun.
Right?
yeah, that's a really cool idea. An easy way to bring home a souvenir.
Yeah.
So I am one of the things that I love so much about your bar, and I probably spent like 30 minutes walking around. It's almost like a Tiki mug museum. So
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, like, is there a story behind the collection? How long have you guys been collecting them? And I'd love to know a little bit more about them.
So Scott, the owner of Gilligan, has been implementing his personal collection. It'll be 20 years October that he's owned the place. I would say that he's been collecting them passively that whole time, and it's turned into quite the collection. Every opportunity that we get to bring something in, we always bring one in for the personal collection. And then, of course, as a fan, there's been several that we've chased down over the years.
And you guys offer like mugs that customers can take with them, right? Like souvenir mugs?
We do. So we have, at one point we had 3 different mugs that we were offering with 3 different cocktails that go in them. And you could purchase the mug with the cocktail in it and take the Tiki mug home with you. I'm actually quite proud to say that we just recently had our own mugs manufactured with Gilligan Siesta Key on the back and our own artwork on the front.
Very cool.
They're big 18-ounce mugs. We have them in 3 colors, and we're pretty proud of them. So I'm sure this spring season, as things hopefully get back to normal, a lot of people will be taking these home.
Yeah, I'm going to have to come get one.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Nice.
so cool. So do you have, of the ones you have on display, do you have a favorite?
If I had to pick one, I would say it's probably the Magnum P.I.
Yeah, that's cool. I have a
Yeah,
picture
I
of him as
remember
well.
watching, Tom Selleck, watching that as a kid. We have some other really cool ones. We have a Elvis. We have one with a picture of Don Ho on it. The Star Wars ones all speak near and dear to my heart.
Oh, yeah, there's like the big Jabba the Hutt one that you guys have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the Magnum P.I. one have a mustache?
Of course.
Oh, yes.
It has to have a mustache. Yeah.
Megan, that's
got
that's
his,
just part of his body.
Right.
He doesn't grow
Right.
that.
It's not even hair. Yeah.
But it's signature.
That's so good.
Yeah. No, that's the one for me. I got it at home, too. We got it here in the collection, and I made sure to get 2 of them when we got them.
Perfect.
So looking, I see that your menu has like tons of fresh mojitos, tropical favorites, and Tiki classics. Do you have like a crowd favorite?
So we definitely do, and surprisingly enough, it's the pina colada. We use a really fresh mix for our pina coladas, but I think it's just a go-to for people when they're here on vacation. We also do it in a 24-ounce hurricane glass.
Perfect.
So when it goes out, people really notice it. The other one that's sort of neck and neck with it is we call it the shipwreck, and that's we use a black coconut and 151 rums in it with some juices, and that one is definitely one that people like to get as well.
You have to probably Uber home after that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh, yeah. I just want to ask you, what's the most important ingredient if you want to make really good Tiki drinks? And I know like, you can't just say it's the alcohol. Like, what's the most important? What's the most important ingredient?
So you kind of headed me off there a little bit, Garrett. I was going to say I wrote it in large capital letters here, rum.
Yes.
We knew you were going to say that. That's why I'm making it
All
more
the
difficult now.
Yeah. So, but maybe more important than the fact of the rum, like we have a large rum wall here that we like to use several different rums in our different cocktails because a little bit different rum makes quite a bit difference in the cocktail itself. But fresh ingredients, whenever you can use fresh ingredients,
Absolutely.
your cocktails are going to be better. And you can't always do that when you're serving so many in a given time. But if you get the chance, even if it's a little squeeze of fresh lime, is much better than a dash of lime out of the bottle or anything like that. So fresh ingredients, I would say, is prudent for the tiki cocktails.
Yeah, I also think, and like it kind of circling back to you saying, rum is the number one ingredient. I feel like it's a lot of it's the type of rum too. I mean, you really have to mix the correct rum for
especially when
the
combining
specific
rums.
drink to be as good as it should be.
Absolutely, it's certainly not as simple as just dumping some rum in juice in a glass. That is not going to give you a quality cocktail. They have to be thought out and tasted and designed and then ultimately crafted to get a quality product.
Love it.
Yeah, I love that. And, we try to have a cocktail with every episode. Today we made ourselves a zombie, and we've been kind of getting into different rums lately. We're normally tequila drinkers, but you can't have a tiki drink without rum. So do you have a favorite rum?
I think my favorite is probably Appleton 21 year.
Okay.
I'll sip it neat or on a couple rocks.
Neat.
Wow.
Gangster.
That's gangster.
You're like a pirate.
Love it.
Yeah, the rum's all gone.
Right.
So yes, Appleton 21 year has been my favorite up to this point.
Perfect. We'll have to try a bottle for our next episode. I wanted to circle back a little bit because, part of what we do is encourage our listeners to try different spots in Florida and to travel to places that they wouldn't have maybe thought of before. And like Garrett said, he's also, you're also a native Floridian.
I'm a native
Floridian, yeah, just like Mike. And he's never been to Siesta Key Village. So to me, the first time I went, I fell in love. It sort of makes you feel like even though you're a hop, skip, and a jump away from downtown Sarasota, you feel like you're isolated almost on an island. And I love how the Siesta Key Village, each bar and restaurant and shop, you almost feel like you're attached together, even though you're really not. So what do you think helps all your spaces flow together, and how do you guys stay so tight?
Well, I think a large part of what makes you feel that way is many of the businesses out here, we all know that we're an important part of the visitor's experience here on Siesta Key. And I think in that realization and being this community that we've been for as long as I can remember, everybody wants to put their best foot forward, but not just for their own welfare and their own profitability and things like that, but like I mentioned earlier about taking care of our natural resource here, we want people to enjoy Siesta Key. We want them to enjoy the beach. And so everybody puts their best foot forward to make sure that'll happen.
Love that. I love that. I mean, it's community. I love
Oh, yeah,
it's
you
a
can
small
totally
community
feel it.
kind of feel to it. That's, watching, I'm from Fort Myers, so watching, the city kind of turn from, a smaller town to a bigger town, it's always kind of sad, but always going to Fort Myers Beach, like, everybody is kind of very close, and all the businesses know each other, and they're all kind of there for the same goal and that's to make sure all the tourists just have a great time.
Yeah, it's like you grow up out of the limestone.
Yeah.
Like these businesses have
Right.
always been there. It's a really cool feeling.
Well, I was going to say it's nothing around here for all these businesses that are what would usually be in competition for business.
Right.
I can call anybody on the street and ask them to borrow something,
Oh, that's cool.
until I can get it back to them, and likewise they can do the same here. And it's not like that everywhere. So it's refreshing to be a part of that business community.
For sure.
Oh, that's awesome. It's definitely not like that here in Naples.
No.
But before we let you go, Mike, I know that, so I've followed you guys on Instagram forever. I know that you guys have, it's like I see that you guys have live music all the time. Seems like you're always doing an event. So what's coming up that our listeners can plan and head over to see you guys for?
So it's a bit of a loaded question with everything that's going on with
Right.
COVID and everything. So we have tempered our enthusiasm on some of the larger promotions. We have since Scott's owned the place, we've done a bikini contest in the spring season. We currently have live music 7 nights a week, and just recently we started bringing back like our bigger and fuller piece bands. We were down to like solos and duos just to make sure we're not putting as many people as we can in the building at one time,
Right.
or on the back patio or on the property. The couple of things that we are excited about, I mentioned earlier, the release of our own mugs, and we have those here in our store and inside at Gilligan's. So that was exciting. That was a process getting it done, and once we finally got them in hand, it was like, wow, all this work, and here we are with our own Tiki mug, which we're really excited about. Something else that I'm wrapping up now is the updated rum wall, the new list. You can come in, and instead of trying to find everything on the back wall, we'll have an informative menu with all our rum wall rums on it, so you can browse that and maybe try something that you wouldn't have tried otherwise.
Oh, that's nice. Are you going to have a flight?
So I'm considering that. Yes.
Nice. I
yes.
like that.
Listen, when I see a flight on a menu, Mike, I order it.
Well, there you go.
So that's just a tip,
Sure
you know? I don't need any kickback for that. That's just advice. Yeah.
that's free advice.
Yeah.
Got it. So yes, we're still making some decisions about what's going to happen this spring. All of our decisions about large group events and things like that center around safety and protocols.
Of course.
So we'd like to do as much as we can safely do. We're just not 100% sure what that is right now. So
Right.
we're on it.
Yeah, and I know so many people are still, whether they're Floridians or whether they're traveling into the state, we get a lot of questions about where is safe, or even the people that aren't safe or not maybe concerned about safety protocols. They just want to know what they are and what they can expect. And I think you guys are lucky that you have that really big space. I think when you think of a tiki bar, you think of like a tiny little patio bar, but you guys have a nice footprint. So I hope that you guys do well this spring. We're going to make sure that we repost anything that you guys are doing. Are people going to be able to order those mugs online, or do they have to come in and see you?
No, actually they'll be able to order them through our store. They can find us at gilligansislandbar.com, and they'll be in there. So Cassie will get them shipped out for them.
Cool.
Perfect. And then before you go, make sure you tell us where we can find you on social media.
Gilligan's Bar on Instagram is probably the best follow. Our Javier takes care of our social media. He does a great job. And when you take a look at it, I think it's exactly what Instagram is for. It tells a nice story of who we are and what we like to do here. So if you take a peek at that, I think you'll get a good idea of what you're going to get when you get here.
Perfect. Well, shout out to Javier. We'll give him some air horn. There you go. That's special for Javier. And thank you, Mike, so much for coming on. We appreciated having you, and we can't wait to head up to Siesta Key.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Can't wait to see you.
Wow. Mike was awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Super cool guy.
So do you believe me now that we have to go to Siesta Key?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
All
want
right.
to see.
I never denied that.
I know, but it's
just
got to be a
haven't.
priority. You know what I mean?
I really want to see the collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
want to see the mustache Tiki.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, seeing their collection made me want to collect tiki mugs. I have one.
Where?
I
Get a
need
display case. Do
well,
it.
I
Do
feel
it
like
up.
maybe in here would be a cool
Yes,
place to
that would
display
be really
them,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
Put them on the walls. But
So for
yeah.
those at home who don't know, the studio
is barren.
is it's like travel themed.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
like a
It's not Florida
Golden
specific.
Globe, not
the
affiliated.
award.
Yeah, with the award.
But it's like a
it's a
piece of
globe
art.
that's gold.
And then a futon.
There's
There's
like
a futon.
pillows with like maps
in case you need
on
to take a
it.
nap.
Anyway,
a lot of
and
equipment.
there's like a Caribbean sign, so it's very
My pass holder
like,
magnets.
on
Yeah.
theme to have
Yeah.
tiki mugs in here.
Right. There's my savethemanatee.org calendar that I just switched to February. Yeah, so hey everybody.
Oh!
Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of our 2-part Tiki extravaganza. We are so happy that you hung out with us today. We would love it if you would subscribe so you don't miss an episode and give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. 5, so we can continue to work hard to make your next Florida vacation the most memorable trip you've ever had. You can also follow us on Instagram at Just Take a Dip for daily updates on what's happening around Florida, and check out our YouTube channel, Just a Day in Paradise, for destination ideas, restaurant reviews, unboxing things you might want to take on your next trip, and copycat recipes from some of our favorite places in paradise. We're wishing you a little bit of sunshine, a tiki drink, and I don't know, maybe an umbrella straw.
Yeah.
Wherever you are. And we hope to see you in paradise soon. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye. Pussy Drum, sponsor us. Sponsor us. Pussy Drum.
You have angered the goddess.